What is going on, guys? So the new Secluded Springs Pokemon TCG Pocket new pack just was announced with a trailer 5 hours ago. It's looking like a Hoenn pack, but I have not watched this yet, so let's just hop in and we're gonna do a once over. Okay, Suicune, Milotic, Secluded Springs. See some cards. Okay, yeah, Suicune, EX, you knew that was gonna drop. Mantike. It's like a supporter card, got a trainer. That Milotic full art is not too bad. Another Slugma. Entei EX. Got it, finally getting the dogs. Raikou, yep. Oh man, I think people are gonna be disappointed about that. Latios and Latias? Not EXs? Maybe not. Didn't give us too much to work with, but... So, Suicune EX, 140 health, the ability Legendary Pulse. At the end of your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, draw a card. Okay, for a basic, that is a decent ability. Definitely seems like decks that pull cards quickly are often meta. And the attack is Crystal Waltz. If for 2 energy, this attack does 20 damage for each benched Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. Okay, that is interesting. So obviously you can fill up your bench pretty easily, and in this meta, most of the time the opponent's bench is filled up too. So that could be decent. We got Mantike, Splashy Toss, take water energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. Yeah, that's decent. It's got no retreat cost and it's a baby Pokemon, so no energy. Another one of those baby Pokemon, you know, supporter cards, 30 health, pretty much like just the other baby Pokemon. So we got Slowking, Traveling Merchant, and then another card in the back. Traveling Merchant I can't quite see from this, but I know that it's been data mined, so I'll be able to pull that up. Litter, discard up to 2 Pokemon tools from your hand. This attack does 50 damage for each card discarded this way. Okay, I kind of like that you can just put a bunch of tools in your hand and then use that. And then we got this full art Milotic. It has an ability Healing Ripples. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may heal 60 damage from one of your water Pokemon. All right, so it seems like another supporter, especially 120 health, 2 energy. Yeah, definitely gonna be a supporter, but you know, we have so many water based supporters and other things that revolve around healing that this definitely could see some play. Stage 1 might put it at a disadvantage compared to some other things, but this one I'm iffy about if we'll see play. Slugma, Combustion for 2. I don't think that's anything to write home about. 80 health, yeah, that's pretty mid overall. I don't think that's going to see play over the other Slugmas. So then we got Entei EX, 140 health also, Legendary Pulse. It's the same as Suicune. At the end of your turn, if this Pokemon's in the active spot, draw a card. And the attack is 2 fire energy, Blazing Beatdown. If this Pokemon has at least 2 extra energy attached, it does 60 more. So 2 energy for 60 damage or 4 energy for 120. That sounds pretty bad, unless I don't really see where this would be play. Usually fire decks are quick and to the point. I don't see this one being that good, unless there's obviously there's going to be supporters that probably help the legendary dogs, but as it stands right now from what I've seen, this is pretty bad. All right, we got Stunfisk, 2 for 50 basic, mid overall. Full art Phanpy, low-key a kind of a nice art, 70 health, 1 for Flail. This attack does damage to your opponent's active Pokemon equal to the damage this Pokemon has on it. That could be okay in some situations if they have type advantage against you and like get a real hard hit in. If you attack with that and it does a decent amount of damage, you're probably dead next turn anyways. So I think you'd be just better off evolving to Donphan. And we got Raikou EX. So this one actually has 130 health instead of 140 like the other two, so that's something to note. Same exact ability, Voltaic Bullet, 60 damage, 2 energy. This attack also does 10 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Again, honestly, not too crazy. 130 health is decently low for EXs, but it is a basic, and the draw card is nice. I think this is better than Entei, but Suicune still might be better. You can build a deck around Suicune where Raikou, it looks more of a supporter. The 10 damage to one of your opponent's benched is good for decks with Cyrus, so that could be something to note. But we got Latios, 90 health, basic. If Latios is on your bench, this attack does 20 more damage. Okay, so it either does 20 damage or it does 40 damage for one. That sounds pretty atrocious. That's horrible, actually. Unless Latios is crazy, I don't see this getting play. Thing to note is it doesn't say like EXs, so if like the EX comes out, this doesn't even look like it would count for that. So I also don't know if it stacks. Like if I have 2 Latios is on bench, it doesn't seem like it does. Seems like it's just 1 for 20 more. Pretty garbage. All right, Latios 110, ability Fantastical Floating. If you have a Latios in play, this Pokemon has no retreat cost. Okay, well the retreat cost is 2, so that does matter. And then Luster Purge for 120, discard all energy from this Pokemon for 3. Sounds like trash. 3 energy for 120 damage, and then the energy's gone, and it has no retreat cost. Both of those are pretty bad. And the only other card that I couldn't really see by just skimming through the video was a Traveling Merchant. Obviously it's a supporter. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Pull all Pokemon tool cards you find into your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. That could be pretty good with Slowking here. The one that does deal 50x damage, discard up to 2 Pokemon tool cards. This attack does 50 damage for each card you discarded this way. So that would probably how you'd make that good. Other than that, I don't see a whole lot of what this would do for you, unless you have a lot of Pokemon tools in your deck anyways. But we will see if there's other trainer cards that might port this or do something else. Overall, I think the best things to note are that there are going to be more baby Pokemon, so it's not like the Ultra Beasts where like one set and then it's kind of done with. Baby Pokemon seem to be here to stay by the Mantike. Obviously, that could be the only one, but it's a good sign that they're not forgetting about them. Obviously, this will shake up the meta as it always does. In my opinion, I don't see any of these cards being that crazy. They could be a Sylveon situation where they're just added to already meta decks, but I think these are mid at best. So if you have anything else to say, please leave it in the comments. Other than that, please subscribe and have a great rest of your day.